Welcome to Holmes Chapel Library. Thank you for coming out this evening for Joel is the first Holmes Chapel Library Jam Slam, organised by my colleagues Kath and Samantha. Got special guests here this evening, just to keep things rolling along here, John Lindley. And I'm Mike. Right, this evening we're going to try and hustle. We've got a really good turnout this evening, lots of people wanting to perform and take part, so we're going to try and keep each slot to a kind of a minimal level so that we can speed through and let everybody have a fair crack of the whip. And also we'd quite like everybody to be here at the end if possible, so obviously the faster we go, nobody will be feeling the need to disappear off early. And I think, you know, my view is, you know, if you're not here at the end, you can't win. And I think John was raised point, if you're not here at the end, you can't vote. But I don't think we have any kind of fixed rules here. We just quite like everybody to stay to the end. If everybody's got mobile phones, if they could turn them off, so they don't go off during the evening. Moving around, if you could avoid falling over any chairs or any tables, especially at this end. People, when they climb up onto the stage here, there are wires all over the place. If we do need to evacuate the building, obviously this is a fire door right behind here. We could just rush out through this one. But there's plenty of other fire exits here as well. The one that you came in over there, that's set to exit only, at least it will be in a little while. And there's another fire door just at the back over there. If you need the toilets, we will be having a break after about 40 minutes or roughly around about then. If you want to wait to, if you want a cigarette or whatever, just wait till we have a little bit of break. Yeah. But we have got some half-time entertainment as well. So if you could, don't rush to the toilet when we get to the end of the first half, because you might get run over by a dancer.
Not yet, don't dance yet. YouTube, I'm watching you.
Secret stash of words in libraries. World premieres here this evening, I think. Mine are world premieres, although one of them this morning, there was a chap on the television, I'm trying to be topical, but there was a chap prancing around Times Square in a pair of underpants this morning, and I thought, oh no, he's stolen my thunder. Anyway, I'll start with a quick poem. There once was a man who married a tree. He lived by the river, and even though she was deciduous, no one said anything. They were very happy. This great country is dying. Got an aim. This country needs somebody to make it great again. Weakling liberals, you're wrong. America needs to be strong. 14 dead Americans killed by evil and loving nuts. That's why the NRA is needed to kick Muslim butts. But the really serious problem is that we're too damn soft on them. Liberals and the towelheads, the blacks and wetbacked illegals. In fact, anyone who don't look like him is the best root of all evils. He's a man without limits. He's a man born to power. After all, he's a millionaire who owns his own tower, not to mention his own private jet, signifying just how great it could get. Telling the truth with his finger in the air, strange skin tone, supernatural hair. But he don't make nobody. He loves everyone, especially you women. When all is said and done, he's a man without limits. He's a man born to power. After all, he's a billionaire who owns his own tower. No Washington insider chump, here comes the man of the hour. He's telling the truth. Telling the truth.
Okay? Everybody hear me okay? Yeah. Yep. That's great. And here was me making my mind up not to say anything political tonight. Anybody who didn't know who that song was about, you can always just wait here. No. One Mic Stand, yes. I think he's in for your vote as well, so cast your vote for him. I'll say a little bit about the slams, first of all. It must be over 10 years ago when I first encountered poetry slams. I was at the Frog and Bucket on Oldham Street. Walked into there and they said, "Would you like to perform?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And expecting an open mic, and I was sat there, and as the early performers got on, I found that people were voting with placards like ice skating, 9-5 and all this. There's nothing anywhere near that brutal going to happen tonight. It's a nice anonymous vote at the end for just the one person you think who's the star. That's why we've got this rule that if you're not here at the end, don't vote, because obviously not fair if the last couple of people turn out to be the best. So we'll see how that runs. I didn't win. I got a book token, so I must have come somewhere, but I didn't win. Okay. Mike asked me to pack a few poems in myself to sort of slot along the way. Anybody who's seen this lineup knows that's not going to happen. I may read one or two during the course of the night, but we'll see how the timing goes, because I'm eager to hear everyone else. All I will say is just tell we've got some stand-up. We've got at least one stand-up comedian on the bill. We may have more. I can't do stand-up comedy, so instead, just before we start, I'd just like to tell you a true story. Some of you may have seen this. I think it's been doing the internet circuit today. I think it probably appeared in the Daily Express or the Mail, so we can verify its accuracy. This, not a joke. If only. It is a true story. A man goes to heaven, and St. Peter shows him through the pearly gates and walks him through a hall. And in this hall, all around the walls, it's festooned with clocks. And the guy says, "What's all this about?" And St. Peter says to him, "Well, what we do is we monitor everybody on Earth and everyone who's ever been on Earth with these clocks. And it's how we check that the honest people get into heaven." Well, how does that work? He said, "Well, every time you lie while you're on Earth, that clock will move forward slightly." Okay? He said, "Well, what about that one? It's not moved at all." He said, that's the clock for Mother Teresa. That has never, ever moved." He said, well, that one's hardly moved. He said, "That was Abraham Lincoln. He said, that moved just twice in his lifetime." Fascinating. He said, "Where's David Cameron's clock?" And he said, "Well, that's not on the wall. We're using it as a ceiling fan." Okay, let's have the first contestant. I've always wanted to say that. I don't know why. I didn't realise I'd always wanted to say that till I just said it. Let's have the great Daniel Wood up here with his hat.
Oh, yes, please. Is that all right? No, it's okay. Hello, children. Hello. Here is this evening's story. Are you sitting comfortably? Yeah. Then we'll begin. Right, and like Anne Robinson would say, right, 5 minutes, the time starts now. And this one I'll open up first is called Crisp Fund. We appeal to your humanity. The cost of living is a frugal one and comes in many delicious flavours. I, the Chancellor for Cheese and Onion, am struggling to deal with this rift in the crisp cabinet. The Secretary for Salt and Vinegar has been betrayed by inflation. The Minister for Ready Salted, well, he's just calling for a drier mouth. Our Speaker in the House of Prawn Cocktail is outraged by the ingredients of recession that these disgusting new flavours, credit crunch, MPs' expenses and government guidelines have left such a bad taste in one's mouth. Our budget alone is insufficient to cover our hungry bellies, as well as those of the Walkers Party, the HPs, the Smiths Party, the Golden Wonders, and of course, the Kettle Party. We are hereby rallying all houses, regardless of whatever flavours you support, to chip in for our potato chips. Forget to vote for Cajun Squirrel and Builder's Breakfast. It is imperative we all support the oldies and goldies so that we may have something decent and plentiful to go with our pints for the next year. I now call upon the Leader of the Opposition to supply me with my cheese and onion. It's his round. Okay. The next one that I've got is one some of you may know. It's called Conquering the Broncos. They put all kinds in front of me to show me up as some kind of wannabe. I don't need no hat or lasso to rule the schoolyard rodeo. First bull was a human bronco. Big Craig, they called him. Hitchhikers all dived on top. He just shrugged them all off. So in came I, Big Dan, born and raised a lucky man. With all my looks and all my joints, I held on to Big Craig for dear life and all them points. School record was 2 seconds. I shattered it with 19. No one came so close to being so lean and mean. I'm Bronco fighting machine. Yeehaw! Second bull was this here machine. All mechanical it was. Me conquering Craig in record time. I was the first brave varmint in line. In no time at all, I broke the darn handle. Me, first on that day, and that robo-bull couldn't take rough play. 5 seconds, I broke handle, and it shook me off. I couldn't hold candle. But that bull was put on a leash, and I came back. I had a lesson to teach. 1 minute, 28 seconds, my record stood tall. Unmatched score defined to all. I beat the machine more than the human. I'm the Broncos sheriff, you darn tootin'. Yippee-ki-yay! Third bull is a proper born and bred 100% organic beef bull. This one I haven't actually crossed paths with yet. What would happen? Are you crazy, partner? I don't want to be gored by no ticked-off bull. Run, Forrest, run! I've conquered the human and mechanical bull. That's red enough for me. Right, okay, and right, 2 minutes remaining. Right, this one is one that a lot of people seem to love. It's called The Fabricated Soldiers. There they were, the immortal ones, woven in gold, coming to us from canvas sea, rough as tides, smooth as sandpaper, the oncoming wave. We stood frozen, entranced by confusion. Friend or foe, we shouted them. Silent they were, as they advanced under textile stars. Row by row, they came forth, numbers never ending, imagination carrying them from infinity itself. We greeted them, they greeted us, the moments captured by finest patchwork. Then they spoke. Do not fear, their voices united, threaded together beautifully. Be awe-inspired believers, marvel this achievement. Behold, our gift. And finally, one last poem, The Evolve Story.